So much for staying on this channel. This is Law School Made Easy at Law School Made Easy 256. Our motivation is that you keep subscribing, sharing, and liking our video. It gives us more energy to come with more and more of these videos. So today I want to look at criminal law, and particularly I want to look at the topic parties to a crime. Some people call it modes of participation, but I want to see the liability of everybody. That some people participate in these crimes before they happen, that others go to the scene of crime, others come in after. But the question is, are those people liable? The one that comes after the offense has been committed, is he liable? So I want to look at the degree of each party, each person, when a crime is being commissioned. So I want to straight enter into section 19 of the Penal Code that clearly defines, and these 5 elements have been defined in section 19. Number 1, they define the principal offender. So in this video, we are going to know who is the principal offender. They describe a counselor, they describes a procurer, describes an abettor and an aider, somebody who aids the crime. So in this video, we are going to discuss and know who is a principal offender, who is a counselor, procurer, aider, and abettor. And then after, we shall go ahead and look at somebody called the accessory after the fact in section 393 of the Penal Code, who is an accessory after the fact. And in particular, we shall look at accessory after the fact for a woman or for your wife if you are the one who is committing the offense. So let's start with a counselor and the procurer. They will move to counselor and procurer. Now, a counselor and procurer, these are people who participate in the crime. They help, they encourage the people who are going to commit the crime. But the most important about them, a counselor and a procurer, they do not come at the scene of crime. They are never there. Their duty stops this side. For example, somebody tells my friend Matalu that I want you to go to that sugar plantation and you pick, well knowing that the sugar plantation doesn't belong to Simon Peter Matalu. So that person, if Simon goes and steals and do anything in that plantation, this person who told him, encouraged him, is the person we are calling a counselor. Other times they are called procurer. Procurer will even go ahead and even buy more material for you that may help you in the process of whatever you're going to do. So the most important for us to take home is that a counselor and the procurer, they never reach the scene of crime. They stay this side. You will never find them there. You don't say that when we're there stealing, breaking, so and so was there and he was a counselor. You'll be lying. A counselor and a procurer, they don't reach the scene of crime. Let's take a case. We have a case there of R versus Kariem. Now, in this case of R versus Kariem, I know the spelling disturbs, but those of you who want to note, it is C-A-L-H-A-E-M. R versus Kariem. A man contacted another man and gave him money to go and kill his wife that he had left at home. So this man who was given money, he somehow contemplated and said, okay, I will not kill this woman. Why would I kill? But on moving, when he went to the home, he had planned to go there as formality. Let me reach there because I ate the money. On reaching there, the woman on opening, she got overwhelmed and scared. This man somehow, he got also scared and he hit a woman using a hammer and the woman died. So in this case, the person who sent this man to go and kill his wife is the counselor. He did not reach. The message here is this man got somebody who went and committed a crime. So for him, he never reached. So that is the person that we call a counselor or a procurer. But we have said a procurer, they even go ahead to encourage you, and if there is anything they can do in terms of, say, monetary terms or buying equipment, spangers, they can even go ahead and buy. So those are the two. And the leading case there is R versus Carrier. So I think now you can see the liability. Don't say, for me, I didn't go there where they committed. What did you do? Did you participate in encouraging them? Did you tell them to do anything? Then that way you will be liable. So let's look at the principal offender. Still, Section 19 defines who a principal offender is. A principal offender is that person who has actually committed the actual crime. That the person who has committed the crime, that is the one they call a principal offender. For example, if we plan, me and my friends, I have a friend Jerry, I have Arafa, Seguya, Giovanni, and Matalo. If we plan to go and steal, so we reach at the bank, now we break, that guy who is breaking, and then he enters, he gets the money, that is the principal offender, is the guy who actually committed the actual offense. For example, if we are going to kill somebody, the person who hits the last bullet, that person who kills is the principal offender. So you don't say a principal offender is somebody who was there, he was helping us, that way you will be lying. A principal offender is someone who actually commits the actual crime. You can still use the case of R versus Kalim. Why? The guy who was contacted and killed is now the principal offender because he's the one who killed the woman by use of the hammer. So he becomes the principal offender. But now you can see the liability that the man who said to him is a counselor, and now for him is killing the woman, he becomes the principal offender. So that is what we mean by principal offender. So the take home is, while reading the problem question, analyze point by point those key elements, find out who killed, who helped before, who did this. Now let's go to aiding and abetting. Aiding and abetting. Who is an aider or an abetter? An abetter is someone who participates in the crime, but the most distinctive element of an abetter and aider is just one, that for them, they reach the crime of sin. They reach at the crime of sin. You find them, they go up to where the sin is, the crime is being commissioned. For example, with my friends I talked about, if Matao doesn't reach the crime scene, and Jovan, Arafat, and Jerry, they go. And now let's assume Jerry is the principal offender, is the one committing. But Jerry says, as we break to enter into the bank, Jerry says, Arafat, send me that. Give me that. Or they say, Jovan, you go and look. You go and see. Nobody should come here. Now Jovan becomes an aider, is aiding this whole offense. Then if Arafat is saying, have this, use this hammer, use this, let's try stone. Those people at the scene of crime are the ones we call aider and abetter. But before we go into the case, we must understand aiding and abetting very well. Now, even that policeman, for example, let's assume we are breaking into somebody's house, and there is a policeman who is guarding the other home, but he sees that these guys are breaking, these guys are going to steal, but he doesn't do anything in the name of, I don't guard there. That is not my place. For me, I was employed to only guard this place. He's also aiding the offense. He's also liable. So in the problem question, they will tell you that Giovanni was there, but because for him is guarding the other place, he just looked on. He watched while these others were committing an offense. That person also is an aider. But the leading case for aiding is R versus Link and Kogan. This man, Link, hired Kogan to go and have sex with his wife. On reaching home, he helped Kogan to have sex with his wife in his presence. So he watched Kogan having sex. So when the woman reported, it was now held that Link had aided the having of sex with his wife because he was there and he knew that this is my wife and Kogan is having sex with my wife. So he reached the scene of crime and he aided. So by allowing it to happen and is there, is watching when a wrong is being committed, those are the aiders. But you can also have a case for abetting, and we can use Jeffrey versus Willock. Now, in England, there was a rule that the alien artists were not supposed to perform in the country. But Willock, a news reporter, a journalist, having known this, he went, welcomed the musician at the airport, but he knows that they are not supposed to sing in this country. He went, welcomed him at the airport, they moved, he recorded his show and even wrote about it in his magazine, in his newspaper. So he was abetting an offense because you know this is not supposed to happen. But you go ahead, you abet by encouraging. You go to the airport, you pick the person, you come with him, you even record his show, you even publish it. So literally, that means you are abetting an offense. So before we go to the next one, let us look at the difference between counsel and procurer and aider and abetter. The difference is simple. A counsel and procurer, they do not reach the crime scene, but an abetter and aider, they reach the crime scene. But one thing I want you to note, even that person looking on, that person saying it doesn't concern me, I'm not concerned about that, is aiding and abetting the offense. So let us now look at something called the accessory after the fact in section 393 of the Penal Code. Now, accessory after the fact, this literally means that after they have stolen, they want to hide the things they have stolen, they want to keep them somewhere. Now, that person they take the things they have stolen to becomes an accessory after the fact that we have stolen our money. But Seguya was not in this. Maybe Seguya was at his home. So we call him and tell him, Seguya, we are coming there. We are from stealing. We have 10 million. Can we keep it there? Oh, can you keep us? Can you keep us? So if they hide these thugs who have stolen, that person becomes accessory after the fact and they are liable. And their punishment is in section 394 for misdemeanor and for felony 395. So those people also become liable because they are harboring the offenders who are from committing. Normally, in the problem questions, they will tell you, after they stole, there is a van which came, they all entered the van and moved. For as long as they tell the van driver that we are from stealing, or if he knows about it, that person now has become accessory after the fact. But the most common and funny about accessory after the fact is the one for the wife. Even when your wife knows about it, that you're from stealing, and he hides you away from police, not allowing the police to come and arrest you, then your wife also cannot be liable because it's your wife. So accessory for the wife doesn't work. A wife will never be liable for protecting or keeping his wife because it is presumed that they are one. They become one person, and really, I know by now, first years you have looked at other verses Amkeyo, it can really explain this very well, the principle of a wife not being an accessory after the fact. So that is what we mean by accessory after the fact. So let's go to the last one, and this is section 20 of the Penal Code that talks about joint offenders. How do you know that these people are joint offenders? That is when they have the common purpose and common intention. Where you see in the problem question that these two have a common intention and their purpose is the same, then those ones are joint offenders. I have discussed joint offenders while discussing the modes of participation, meaning it is very key. It moves with it. Now, for joint offenders, you must show the common purpose and the common intention they share. Yes, these people, they are all in the crime, but there are those who have a common intention, common purpose. If you see them, okay, we want to go, we steal, and when we steal, we do ABCD. In such a scenario, you should be able to identify them that, hey, these ones are common offenders. I can see they have the common intention, they have the common purpose. The purpose must be the same, and intention must be the same. Those are the joint offenders in section 20 of the Penal Code. Now, while discussing this, the most important is one, for us to understand each one's responsibility, and we must be able, as students, to identify these people the way we have discussed them in the problem question. There are rare cases where a problem question on parties to crime comes, and most of them are not tackled. In most cases, everybody is there. But now it is upon you, you must understand who is the counselor, who is an accessory, who is the principal offender, who is the procurer, who is the aider, who is a joint offender, who is an abettor. So that is the way we have to go about that number. Otherwise, we thank you so much for watching Law School Made Easy and Law School Made Easy. We ask you to always share, subscribe, and like our video. Thank you so much. Until next time.